Hey, Greg with Mountain Physical Therapy. Last week we looked at some tests to assess your flexibility and mobility. This week we're going to look at some ways to improve your thoracic mobility, shoulder mobility, and hip mobility. This exercise we're going to improve thoracic rotation. Ryan is going to lay on his side and we're going to put a foam roller next to him with his leg on top with his hips bent up to 90 degrees. His hands are going to be together. He's going to slightly reach his hand forward and draw an arc up and over, letting his shoulders and head follow his hand. As he rotates, he wants to not let his knee come off the foam roller and stop when you feel discomfort or stretch in the thoracic spine. The next thoracic mobility exercise is going to be an active thoracic rotation. Ryan is going to get on his hands and knees and he's going to put one hand behind his head. He's going to rotate his elbow towards his other elbow, and then he's going to rotate the elbow up towards the ceiling and repeat 10 to 12 times each side. Now we're going to look at shoulder mobility. Ryan's on his back. He's going to put the back of his hands and elbows on the ground. He is going to slide his hands upwards, trying to keep his hands and elbows in contact with the ground. As he gets overhead, his elbow starts to come off the floor. That's going to indicate a rotation limitation at the shoulder, and then he's going to come back down. You don't need to try and reach all the way overhead. Just try and go up until you feel elbow or hand coming off the ground and then come back down. This is going to work on how well your shoulder joint and your shoulder blade work together. If you didn't try the get up test, go ahead and try that. See where your fault is or where you need to work on your mobility. Ryan here is going to work on some hip mobility, and we're going to do a figure 4 stretch. So on his back, he's going to cross one leg over, and then he's going to use his hands and push his knee away. This is going to help stretch his hip into external rotation. A way to progress this is to grab through to his other leg and pull up towards his chest. That's going to make his left hip go into more flexion, which intensifies the stretch. Now we can do another progression in a seated position, doing a 90-90 stretch, where one hip is stretched into external rotation and the other hip is stretched into internal rotation. Make sure to sit up nice and tall, feel the stretch, and then switch. Good job, Ryan. Now during the get up, if getting up off the floor was difficult for you, it might be your leg strength that needs improvements. We've done a lot of videos looking at how to improve leg strength and lunge pattern, so go ahead and look at those for other ideas. For this one specifically, we're going to look at a get up from the floor lunge. So Ryan is going to come in, he's going to stand in front of the mat, he's going to take a step backwards and kneel down, and he's going to bring his other knee and be in a tall kneeling position. He's going to switch his legs and he's going to get up from the ground. You can have a counter or a chair next to you and use some upper body support depending on your strength, or put a pad down if the surface you're on is a little hard on the knees. I hope you found those exercises helpful in improving your flexibility and mobility. Make sure to like and share the video. See you next time.